My name is James Cobson, and this is my UE4 game and level. When I made start making this game, I kind of based a lot of my reference to the Portal franchise, since I actually really enjoyed the layout of all the puzzles featured in each of their games. Both of their games, even the co-op puzzles. And I just found it interesting how they were actually able to create levels and experiences with such a new feature and new mechanics and everything, and it just took time, and how it actually took time to figure out how to finish the level, how to complete it and everything. I just enjoyed the aspect of that entirely. I kind of didn't want to replicate it, but I wanted to at least have kind of a lot of reference to it, so like there's something to kind of take from, some inspiration to what else I can do. But the main base feature of the game is a portal gun in this one. It's just a simple projectile base weapon which fires different projectiles, and when you shoot boxes, it will actually change the box to the corresponding element that you shot the box with, and then each box has their own kind of interaction with various areas around the levels. But first, I've got an object blocker here, but it blocks cubes and other stuff going through it, including projectiles, and when you go through it, it also sets the player spawn point in front. Coming through here, first thing you will notice is this like gate or grid here. You can't really see with the lighting, but these are actually pink because they have some interaction with the energy element. And up there is a set of wooden planks which are coloured red since they interact with a fire block. So what you really need to do here is over here we've got a energy cube slot which can only really can hold a energy block. This is because when you put the energy block in, it then starts to power other areas. It powers other objects around on the map, such as this grid, maybe that door, maybe the grid up there as well, which is currently off at the moment. And if we take this out, that door hasn't changed, which means it's not really connected to it. But if we take it this way, we can see that this is actually gone and the one up there is back. So if we switch this to a fire element, it actually changes the particle effects to match it as well. I added sounds as well to those, to the wood destroying. Okay, and if I switch this back to energy and then take it back over here, there's a bit of an issue with the auto exposure on this. I really don't know how to fix that. These are slime panels, and you can just put a slime block on the area and it will just stick to it. It is a bit finicky when it comes to the players actually standing on the blocks as well. I'm not really sure how to fix that entirely. Probably just got to make the physics handle a lot stronger. I also added the ability to actually pick up the boxes and everything because it's featured in Portal, and it's actually used quite a lot, and especially in here as well. The thing I just picked up here was a set of jump boots, which you can't really see because UI is in the way at the moment, but there is a little blip on the gun that is now coloured green to symbolise that you can double jump. Otherwise it would just be the same colour as the like yellow bit on the left. So once you pick that up, you are able to double jump, and every time you go through those areas, it will set your health back to normal. It will also reset your armor, which is the UI element at the bottom. It will also get rid of your double jump capabilities until you pick up another one. So Nope. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird glitch. And the whole idea is to bring a cube up here, so you can place it on there to get powered, and then you'll be able to traverse into the next area. In the next area, I got a bit more of a inspiration from Portal for this, and a bit from my lecturer as well. Since I kind of wanted to add lasers, since they're really useful for many different things. They're useful to damage the player and kind of tell them you can't go here, and it can be useful to be used like the lasers in Portal, where you have a receiver node as well. But one of the other things I've really done is, because these hurt you and there's no real like collision to them either, I kind of took an idea from my lecturer when I was talking to him, which was to add a piece of armor to the character, so that way that specific element or any other element can't hurt them if they get hit by a projectile of that specific element. So I kind of remembered that later in the design process, before I even added the lasers. So if I put on this armor and then stand in front of the lasers, I will not be hurt. But if I stand in front of any other color laser at this point, I will start getting hurt. For this bit, since there's no ice armor to pick up, and as you can see on my health bar as well, which is directly next to my gun, I've taken some damage from that laser. So if I set this to 20, so I can open that door. There's also a mechanic in place with the armor as well, so when you pick up a new piece of armor, the last one will actually respawn. And I didn't really realize this until I actually got the game and actually remembered what actually was featured in that game. But it's very similar to the Lego Batman series, where Batman and Robin will be able to jump in these suit changes, which will then swap their suits. So they'll equip the suit that's currently displayed, and then their old suit that they were wearing is then put on display. It didn't reset the health because it just resets the armor, but doesn't reset the health for some reason. Oh wait, no, it's because those don't actually do that. They just set the armor. This room took a bit of time to actually make, and here's the first appearance of receivers for the lasers, but they'll only receive the energy if the laser is actually a energy laser. So if we go over here and grab this cube real quick, we're gonna need this to get in here. And the lasers up there are gone, and there weren't any here before, so I can actually equip this. If I take this cube, then if I set this to put it into the second slot, be able to sprint over here and pick up that armor, and as you can see, the other one comes back. Oh, that cube's not supposed to be there. And then if I put that there, it should be blocking the laser, and it will disable that. But that toggled it back on, which it shouldn't do. So if I pull that out, I believe it will just... Oh, wrong one. Need to pull that out and then it will turn it off. There you go. It will also give me the ability to collect the ice armor, so that way I can run all the way up and go up this way. There is also noise on the actual lasers, where they constantly emit a hum, and then these orbs will like commence a kind of a higher pitched hum, kind of sound like slight sparking. So laser sounds. Oh. And then, congratulations. When it comes to the UI as well, the the box on the left was originally supposed to. Well, I intended for it to be a instruction page. So when looking at a block, it will tell you. When looking at something like these particular items, it will actually tell you what they are and what they can do. So if you looked at a laser, it would say, oh, this can damage the player if not wearing the matching armor. It can also, and then if you looked at the receiver or some shit, if you looked at the receiver or some, it would come back and actually say, it would, if receiving a energy beam, it will give a particular output, so it would commence certain things. So if it received it or if it was disabled. For this, it was constantly keeping up these energy grates and the lasers up there as well when the receiver was powered. But now that it's not powered, it deactivated them. And that is the rest of my level. I hope you enjoy playing it, and I hope you also find it interesting and appealing, I guess. Thank you.